Let's get to last night's debate. There was a lot of things. The price of eggs, there was welcome to countries, but there was also a little bit of a bizarre exchange about whether or not Donald Trump actually has a mobile phone.
You got his number? You texting?
I'm not sure that he has a mobile phone, the US president.
We're not good enough to have Trump's mobile number, or he doesn't have one.
I don't know, but I know that.
Do you have Keir Starmer's number?
When we have discussions, what we do is we have note takers on both sides.
Yeah. Mr. Dutton.
I think the answer was no there, Mark. I think that was the straight answer.
I don't know what's going on there, but someone who might know, at least shed a bit of light on this, is former White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney. He was White House Chief of Staff to Donald Trump. So clear it up for us, Mick. Does Donald Trump have a mobile phone?
Absolutely, he's got a. I cannot believe that was an issue in your race, but absolutely, Donald Trump has a cell phone. I could give you the number, I suppose. I think I last texted him.
Oh, please do.
Right
I think everyone would have their pens at the ready, Mick.
Yeah, right. I texted with him last time, I think right after the shooting in July in Pennsylvania. So, yeah, that he absolutely has a cell phone, and I sort of disappointed. By the way, the more important answer there from Prime Minister Albanese was when we talk, there's note takers and everything. That's not how Donald Trump works. Donald Trump wants to talk to people like ordinary people. He wants to talk like you and I talk on this program. Yeah, he doesn't want a bunch of intermediaries. He wants to have a normal conversation. And the world leaders who do well with Donald Trump are the people who realize that and treat him like a normal person and don't go through official channels with note takers and interpreters. Of course, you guys don't have that because mostly you speak English. You know, but that's more interesting to me than whether or not he has a phone.
So do you think he'd be speaking to Vladimir Putin in English? Because we know Vladimir Putin speaks English perfectly, but he just never does it in public.
Yeah, typically when they're informal conversations with folks who are non-English speakers, informal conversations would take place in English. But formal conversations, there would always be an interpreter. I'll give you a classic example. When we were visiting with Emmanuel Macron and we're just talking about the ordinary passages, things happened during the day, how was your trip, how's the travel, how's the family, et cetera, that's all in English. But when we would sit down to talk about trade deals or whatever, there'd be an interpreter because you don't ever want to have that misinterpretation from a non-native English speaker. The best example, by the way, is when Zelensky was in the White House and someone asked him why he wasn't wearing a suit, and he said, "I don't wear the costume." That's offensive to me in English. That makes it sound like you're demeaning me if I wear a suit. But costume is the literal translation from Ukrainian into English of a suit. So you always want to try to avoid those misunderstandings.
Yeah, for sure. Can we just go to Trump and the mobile phone? Because I think we're a little bit obsessed with this after last night. So from
you
your
want the number? I'm not going to give it. I'm not going to give it to you just yet. So
okay, well I'll try off air as well. But yeah, that could be another project for me on the side. So does he have just one mobile phone? Does he have a personal one and then one that perhaps he uses from time to time? What are his mobile phone habits? Does he always have it on him? Does he sometimes give it to a minder? What's the deal?
Keep in mind that most folks, when I was in the White House, for example, when I was chief of staff, I think I had 4 phones. I had a personal phone for talking to my family. I had a phone for the CFPB that I was running at the time. Also, a phone for the budget office, and a phone for the White House as well. So the president has more than one. He has a phone that he might call his family on, and a phone he does business with at least. So yeah, he's got more than one. The fact, listen, Albanese is not the first politician to give a stupid answer to an easy question. He should have said just no, I don't have it, as opposed to try and guess as to whether or not somebody has the phone. Yes, Donald Trump has at least one cell phone.
Okay, got it. Clear. I just want to go back to Zelensky again. Sorry, we're jumping around a bit today, Mick, but I thought it was such an extraordinary photo of Donald Trump and Zelensky on the sidelines of the funeral for the Pope. What gets done in a conversation like that, do you think? Was that a pivotal moment that we don't yet know the result of?
No, it's a great question. Of course, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I didn't listen. I did watch the video, and I've seen the body language before. The message, my educated guess, the message is this: you have to get a deal. Zelensky, you have to get a deal. You don't have any cards. This Crimea thing makes no sense. No one really thinks you're going to get Crimea again. You've got to make a deal, or else this war is going to go on forever. You could cut a good deal now. If you don't, you could get a really, really bad deal in 6 months, or you could lose this war in 2 years. That was the body language that I saw in Donald Trump in that pull aside with Zelensky in the Vatican.
Extraordinary. And we will wait to see what the outcome of that was. Mick Mulvaney, always good to talk to you, especially today. I never know what we're going to talk about. Trump's mobile phone and his habits. Well, that wasn't on my bingo card for this year, but here we are.
Maybe next week we'll see what else is up.
See you soon.